Hello, and welcome to Costume Bites. I'm Tabby, and let's get right to today's show, all about pockets. Pockets are useless, am I right, ladies? You spend all this time making your outfit look good, only to have it ruined by a bulky phone or key bulge. There's barely enough room for just the essentials, much less everything else that seems vital to get through the day. My planner, pens, small sewing kit, scissors, book, snack, water bottle, tape measure. Okay, so maybe I'm an extreme case, but what if the zombie apocalypse comes? You can't be too prepared. But the fight for pocket and purse space is nothing new. Women have been discovering new and inventive ways to carry their shit around forever. So let's take a look at my favorite time in pocket history, the 1700s. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are you taking us to the beautiful 1700s to talk about dumbass pockets? Well, first, calm down, let's work on that anger, and secondly, because pockets in the 18th century were friggin' sexy as hell. Let's start with some backstory. It's 1715 and King Louis XIV has died. R.I.P. Louis. We're still 60 years from Marie Antoinette coming on the scene, but exciting things are already happening. With the old king out of the way, there's a sudden shift from super stiff, formal courtwear to looser, baggier clothing. Women start wearing what are called sack dresses, which is not as dirty as it sounds. These fairly shapeless gowns had a small pleat in the back called a watteau pleat, since the painter showed many of them in his early work. But don't go thinking that these dresses were in any way comfortable. Women didn't get off that easy. First you had your camisole, then your corset, then your under petticoat, then your panniers, then your over petticoat, and then your dress. Basically, women were a walking weightlifting exercise. So let's break this down. Your camisole was just a simple shift dress, and not much was happening with the under petticoat either. But then we get to the panniers, French for baskets, namely the baskets you would put on either side of a pack animal. Not exactly a flattering comparison, but you can kind of see where they're coming from. As the 1700s went on, panniers got wider and wider to ridiculous proportions. Women were taking up to 3 times as much space as men. 2 women couldn't sit on the same couch together or go through the door at the same time. They couldn't fit. In fact, this is one rare instance in which fashion directly affects architecture. Doorways at the time started being built wider to accommodate the hip action of court ladies. But as insane as this fashion trend was, it did wonders for the pocket, which would dip into the basket of the panniers or sit on top of them underneath your petticoat. These pockets weren't sewn into the clothing like ours are today, but instead would wrap around the waist and sit on either side of the hip. Now I know you're thinking, how did they even get to these pocket baskets with all that fabric in the way? Well, a small slit in both the dress and the petticoat made for easy and subtle access. So what did women carry in their pockets? They didn't have cell phones, obviously, but in a world where women were still basically property, it was the only place you could hide money, jewelry, and small diaries away from your husband's prying eyes. Much like today, women might carry a small mirror, powder, or a comb to primp themselves, as well as perfume. Hygiene was still not a priority. But you know what else they might carry? Food! We're talking anything from boxes of bonbons to apples, oranges, biscuits, cakes, even booze. Way to keep it classy, ladies. Some people claim you could even fit a small dog in your panniers. By the 1790s, everything has changed. Opulent court fashion is out of vogue thanks to a little something called the French Revolution. Wide hoops are out and high waistlines are in. Old-fashioned pockets are replaced by reticules, small bags that will eventually evolve into the purses that we know today. But the hip pocket is never fully forgotten, as is proven by today's beloved fanny pack. Ugh. So there you have it. And the next time you're complaining about how heavy your purse is, think to yourself, at least you can get through the door. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. More videos are coming soon.